education, fostering a dynamic and innovative learning environment. It is with great pleasure and immense pride that we have gathered here to celebrate the inauguration of a new MBA batch for the year 2023-2025. The auspicious occasion not only symbolizes the beginning of a new academic journey, but also represents the culmination of countless efforts, dedication, and aspirations. Today, we welcome a group of talented and enthusiastic individuals who have chosen to embark on a transformative educational experience, one that will shape their careers and live in profound ways. To the incoming batch of MBA students, I extend my warmest congratulations and welcome you all to the DC family. Let us start our day by invoking the Lord Almighty. I invite Ms. Deviga R., MBA 22-24 batch for the morning prayer.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityo ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Creating organizations that we need a growth mindset can create contexts in which more people grow into knowledgeable, visionary, and responsible leaders we need. We have the honor of having with us our Dr. Shivaprakash CS, who has been an integral part of our college community and has been instrumental in our success. We welcome our teacher, mentor, Dr. Shivaprakash CS, Principal, Smat Trivandrum, for welcome speech.
Good morning and warm welcome to each and every one of you gathered here today. It's with great pleasure and pride that we gather here to mark the beginning of a new chapter in the lives of our esteemed students, the MBA 23-25 batch. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and the entire institution, I extend my heartfelt welcome to the students of MBA 23-25 who have embarked on this exciting journey of pursuing their Master in Business Administration in Smat Trivandrum. Welcome you all. It's my honor and privilege to stand before you today to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed Dean, Dr. N. Ramachandran, former Professor, IMC. We are truly privileged to have you as the leader of our academic community, guiding us towards excellence and inspiring us to reach new heights. Sir, we look forward to your continued guidance and inspiration as we embark on another transformative academic year. Once again, I would like to welcome Dr. N. Ramachandran sir on this auspicious occasion. Thank you, sir. We are extremely delighted to have an eminent personality and a source of inspiration gracing us with his presence today. It is none other than Sri C. Padmagumar, Director, Kerala Life Science Park Private Limited and President, Trivandrum Management Association. The renowned figure in the business world and accomplished leader who has made a significant contribution to the industry and the society as a whole. On behalf of the entire academic community and Smat Trivandrum, I extend my deepest gratitude to Sri Padmagumar for graciously accepting our invitation and being part of this momentous occasion. Welcome you, sir. It's my privilege and great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to Sri Santosh Chandrasekhar Kurup, CEO ICT Academy, who has graciously accepted our invitation and deliver a special address on this auspicious occasion of MBA 23-25 inaugural ceremony. Sri Santosh is an acclaimed leader having more than 25 years of leadership experience in different industries and verticals. On behalf of the entire academic community and Smat Trivandrum, I welcome Sri Santosh Kurup. It's my great pleasure and honor to extend warm welcome to our esteemed director, Dr. Jaishankar Prasad C. His dedication to providing a world-class education, nurturing talent and fostering innovation has positioned our institution as a leader in the field of education. On behalf of DCS Smat Trivandrum and the academic community, I welcome Dr. Jaishankar Prasad C. It's my great pleasure and honor to extend a warm welcome our Principal Dr. Ranganathan, the Principal of DC School of Architecture and Design, to this auspicious program. Also, I would like to welcome Professor Rajesh Kakarat, the Professor of DC School of Architecture and Design, Trivandrum, to this auspicious program. We have with us today Ms. Lakshmi Lilidambiga, the alumnus of DCS Smat Trivandrum, to grace this auspicious occasion. Her success reflects the success of our institution. On behalf of the entire academic community and DCS Smat Trivandrum, I welcome Ms. Lakshmi Lilidambiga to this program. Now it's my great privilege to welcome all the parents and guardians of MBA 23-25 on this occasion. I can assure you that we regard each and every one of your sons and daughters as someone very special to us. On behalf of the DCS Smat Trivandrum, I welcome each one of you. Let me also welcome Professor Sri Lakshmi Balakrishnan, Batch Coordinator of MBA 23-25 batch, to this grand inaugural ceremony. I am greatly obliged to the effort that our admission team has taken to make this day happen. Our admission team from Kottayam and Trivandrum is here to ensure a seamless experience, providing a nurturing and conducive environment for leading and growth. Welcome, my dear admission team. The success of any program is a collaborative effort that requires the unwavering support of faculty, administrative staff, and my dear fellow students. Without their contribution, this program is meaningless. I welcome my entire faculty friends, administrative staff colleagues, and my dear fellow students to this auspicious program. Once again, I welcome you all to this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It is with great honor and immense pleasure that we extend this heartfelt invitation to you, a visionary leader and esteemed individual, our chief facilitator, Mr. Ravi DC, even in his absentia. His journey serves as an inspiration, encouraging us to dream big, persevere in the face of challenges, and embrace a spirit of innovation and compassion. Though we regret that Ravi DC cannot be with us today, his presence is felt in the hearts and minds of all who have gathered here. We welcome you, sir.
Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. We have a great visionary in our DC family, Dr. N. Ramachandran, who is former professor at IIM Kolkata with years of experience there, igniting thousands of minds, and also Dean, DC Group of Institutions. We are delighted to have you here today to grace these events with your esteemed presence. We eagerly await your valuable insights. With great joy, let me invite you, sir, for the presidential address.
Sri Padma Kumar, Sri Suresh Kurup, my dear colleagues, parents, and my dear young friends. It's a very happy occasion that you enter a new institution for a new program. It is a great event in the life of all the young friends who are joining this program. MBA is 3 letters, which is supposed to be the magic wand which will take you up in life. But this magic wand will not work unless you charge it with all those ingredients which are necessary to make it magical. Now the next 2 years which you are going to spend here is to be spent with that single devotion of charging your magic wand to give you entry to wherever you want. Otherwise, that 3 letters will be a powerless magic wand. So long you have passed the examinations from the school and the college. And as I may look at it, you are all mature adults who should be capable of taking decisions independent of anybody else. But because of the social demographic changes which has taken place in our society, that is not so. That will also explain that every one of you are accompanied by your parents. In the previous generation, when I entered the IIM Calcutta, no parent accompanied me. I went alone. So that social demographic change should not interfere with your growth and achievement in future. Because there is a very strong scientific proof to show that child rearing habit and achievement motivation is highly correlated. The more protective the child is, the less aggressive he is in his success. So I will ask all of you to shake off that protective environment, be aggressive on your own. The next 2 years which you spend here, the university exams which you have to take is only a small part of the program. I may place it with a value score of maybe 10%. The remaining 90% depends on what you try to achieve during these 2 years here. At the moment, I am sure that you enter the campus with very little skills of your own, except having studied some specified syllabus and acquired a score. You need to convert or start from that as the base and build on it in terms of capabilities, in expanding your horizon. I will not say that you acquire knowledge, but I would say that you need to acquire a lot more exposure in terms of knowing about your environment, about the business, about the processes, and about what we may consider finally as success. In order to do that, these 2 years which you spent here with the help of the faculty, and I will say the faculty is only just a beacon, a guiding light. Everything which you have to earn has to be earned by you. Faculty cannot give you anything. Whatever they give you is only a direction. Try to take advantage of that and expand your horizon by building your skill and awareness about the profession which you are going to choose. Because take it from me, no employer will employ you for your 3 letters. They will employ you only for what you are capable of. And that capability need to be demonstrated in 10 or 15 minutes of interview which you have with the bosses. So in order to impress anyone, what you need is the ability to connect things, ability to draw on awareness, and to demonstrate that you are capable of taking up the challenges. This world is a dog-eat-dog place, where competition is so acute and everyone will look for someone who can win in this competition. So that winning in this competition is not by aggressive behavior alone, but it is by applying our intelligence, awareness and skills. Build these skills. When I say build these skills include not only your knowledge and awareness about topics which you learn, but also the ability to communicate that, also the ability to discuss intelligently with others, and the ability to work with others. These are skills which, even though it is easily said, which is very difficult to come by. So 2 years if you spend in training yourself, in achieving all these aspects, that every one of you, irrespective of your so-called academic outcome, will be success in life. So wishing all the best to all of you. Thank you so much. Bye.
സുജിത്ത് ഒന്ന് ഫ്രണ്ടിലോട്ട് വരാമോ? സുജിത്ത്.
May the light of this lamp guide you towards success, happiness, and peace.
We request any of the parents to come forward. A professional manager with a bachelor's degree in commerce and MBA in marketing. I am very much delighted to take an opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day, Shri C. Padmakumar Sir, the Chairman and Managing Director of Thermo Pinpol Private Limited, former Chairman, Confederation of Indian Industry Trivandrum Zone during the period 2011-13, member of the CII Kerala State Council and CII Southern Region Subcommittee on Skills for 2015 and 16. He is currently the President of Trivandrum Management Association, Special Officer, Kerala Medical Technology Consortium, Director, Kerala Life Science Parks Private Limited, and Director, Padosan Trading Private Limited. With much honor, I invite Shri C. Padmakumar Sir for the inaugural address.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Ramachandran, Director, Dr. Jayashankar Prasad, other dignitaries on the dais, in the audience, and ladies and gentlemen, and my young MBA friends. So the MC just read out what seems to be a fairly impressive resume. And I think that may have fooled the director of DCS Smat to invite me for this. Okay, honestly, I'm not sure if he knew my full background that he would have invited me. So I think I should share with you a little bit of my background. I have a few things to say to you, of course, but it'll help you if you understand who I am. So I did my BCom, like I see many of you in the 23-25 batch. And at that time, we had no idea about something called the MBA. So my father told me that now it is time you started working and earning a living. I had absolutely no idea how to do this. And then by chance, somebody told me there is something called an MBA. So I went and wrote the MBA entrance exam at School of Management in Cochin. And to my surprise, I passed, I got in. And 2 years later, I found it very difficult to get out because I didn't pass the first time. I had one paper, that is a difficult paper for a commerce student, operations research. I had to write it again. So third time I was lucky, I got my MBA, so you are looking at an MBA graduate. But that was an interesting experience for me. All my life till then, I had been considered a fairly good student. I'm sure all of you who are here are very good students. So academically, I was not a brilliant student, but somewhere in the top 10, 15 in the class. And I didn't have to make an effort. For the first time in my life, I had to make an effort for OR. I had no grounding in maths, which is why I actually went off into BCom. So anyway, the lesson that I learned from that experience was, if you want to get anything done, you'll have to work at it. So after that, nobody has had to tell me to burn the midnight oil or to work. And in fact, my friends used to make fun of me because they thought I was working a little too hard. Let me come to the subject that is before us today. You're all MBAs in the making. You're embarking on a journey, and I'm sure you want to know what is at the end of that journey. First and foremost, since we're talking about business management, let's talk money. So I did a little Googling to try and find out what is it that you can expect once you pass your MBA. And from different sites, these are the numbers that I've got. So anywhere between about 5 lakhs per annum to 22 lakhs per annum, that seems to be and this depends on which institution you went to. That's what you can expect in India. If you're in the United States, you can expect something like $115,000 a year median income. Starting salary is important, but not as important as what you will make throughout your career. So in the US, they do these things, very thoroughly. Whatever they do, they research it. And you can make the median income over a lifetime for an MBA graduate is about $5.8 million, which is about double that of people who don't have MBAs. If you are lucky enough to go to Harvard, you could make $8 million. Now that's a lot of money. $8 million, we're talking about something like 65 crores of rupees. That is significant. I don't know what the numbers are in India, but I'm guessing we are talking about something like 5 to 6 crores up to it could be anything. People are very highly paid these days. So that's important. You're here after all to get a good paying job. You need to make money. So here is one important data point for you. But then you have to ask yourself, is that all there is to it? You see a lot of people making money. Is everything okay with our world today? And I suspect those of you who think a little bit and who read, who discuss, and are bothered about society may feel that everything is not right with society today, here in India or anywhere in the world. So I looked at your school's vision and mission statement. So it's an interesting document. I have it here in front of me. Some of it is it could be for any MBA school. So I'm going to pass. I will go to the relevant point. The vision statement of the institution is embrace relevant educational practices in order to produce professionals who contribute positively to the success of industry and society. So that society part, I think, is the key. And if you go to the mission statement, again, all the usual things about knowledge creation, which is very important, imparting professionalism, creativity, all-encompassing education, etc. Again, the point which is worth looking at is society. And I particularly liked something you've got called program vision. Endeavor to develop leaders and thinkers for industry and society. This, I really like this. So I'll come to the point about why, and one more point. On program mission, your fourth point talks about giving a better orientation to society and sustainability. I'll have something to say about this point a little further down the line. Let me just take a step back and look at what is management. So there are any number of definitions. You're going to learn a lot of that when you start your classes. To me, the simple layman's definition would be, if you have a fairly large or complex task to be done, and you need resources, that means a large number of people, teams, with which to do it, and you need other things like materials and money and so on, you need management. And without management, you're not going to get results, or you will not get good, efficient, effective results. So, let me just talk about a couple of things that I think are now, germane to the point that I made about society. Recently, I think in the introduction you would have heard that I am also a member of the Trivandrum Management Association, just like your director. We had a major conference, our annual conference. The theme was Society 5.0. I would urge all of you to look it up, read it up. I'm not going to talk too much about it, except to give you a very brief glimpse about what it is and why I think you should learn about it. See, when I started my career as an MBA, we had certain heroes, just like you will have business heroes now. So our heroes were people like Jack Welch. I don't know if you've heard of this guy, who was supposed to be an iconic manager. He was a very good manager, no question. But now many people have doubts about whether he was really good for society. He was very good for GE. He was good for himself. He was good for the shareholders. But in retrospect, I don't think he was all that good for society. So if we change the measurements, and management finally is the art of measuring something and getting results through that measurement. So you have to find the right metrics. So now you have a choice of heroes. So who are your heroes? Elon Musk, Gautam Adani, Mukesh Ambani, is it Narayana Murthy, Razim Premji, or one of these young Turks, who run these very big IT companies, Zuckerberg, or the Bezos of Amazon. So you have a choice. Interestingly, we in India seem to be going the American way, where everything is measured in one term, with one metric, which is money. I think that's not a very good metric, in the sense it is one metric. It's very important. If you want to run a business, you need to measure, and you need to measure it on the by the metric of money. Why? Because you need to be solvent. You have to have a running company. You have to stay alive. You need money for that. But that's all there is to it. We came across in our annual convention, when we looked at the theme, we started by thinking about something which is fairly standard, and that is called ESG. I'm sure you will learn about ESG, basically environment, social, and governance. So everybody talks about the environment now. We all hear about climate change. How many of us are so serious about it is a different question. When we looked deeper, we came across something called Society 5.0. This is the first time I'd heard of it. And this is actually a program devised by the government of Japan in 2014 or 15, looking way ahead. That means they were looking about 30 years ahead and asking themselves, is today's world the world we want? And the conclusion that Japan seems to have come to is it is not. And why? Primarily because technology seems to be at the service of a few people. Inequality is increasing. Society as a whole is not benefiting. People are actually becoming poorer. The hunger problem is getting worse. And I don't know how many of you are aware that, we keep hearing about Amrit Kal, that India is now going to become a superpower, that we have these wonderful things happening in this country. Yes, there are many good things happening in this country, but do you know that over the last 30 years, malnutrition in India has steadily gone up? And it is not only for people below the poverty line, it is across all strata. Now, this is nothing to be proud about, but it's a problem to be solved. So, when you look at Society 5.0 and what the Japanese are trying to do, they're saying, we want a society which is more equal, where everybody has an opportunity, where people with disability can work and live with dignity, not like the way they live today. So I have a few areas that I think you as young MBA students should look at. Your first priority obviously is to get a good job, acquire some skills, make it in life. What does make it in life mean? Not that you become another Zuckerberg or a Bezos, but you are independent, financially independent. You don't depend on anyone else. That should be your first goal. But then don't stop there. You need to do something else. And what are those? I think you should look at the problems that we have in society. Let me give you a few items. I don't remember all of them, so I actually made some notes. Starting with disability. You know what disability means, I presume. That is, anybody who has some kind of a handicap has a disability. I have a disability. I can't see to read without this. So this is an assistive technology that I use, but it's, we don't think about it too much. You will think more about things like crutches, wheelchairs, anything that paraplegic might use. Those are the kind of things, or braille, these are all also assistive technologies. Kerala used to be the cleanest part of this country. It is probably still the cleanest part of the country, but it's not saying much because the whole country is very dirty. And we have also slipped considerably since the time when I was your age. Waste management is a massive problem. It is growing worse. So all you smart young people, why don't you do something about that? Look at that. Pollution of the air, the water, the soil is an enormous problem which is contributing to healthcare problems. Many of the diseases and the widespread epidemics, the kind of huge problems that we have, all seem to stem from this fundamental issue of pollution. I've already talked about hunger and malnutrition, climate change and the environment, lack of opportunity. Now, this is something which I'd like all of you to keep in mind. You are all here. See, I presume that DC school is not teaching you for free. You have to pay some fees, right? You are lucky that your parents are able to pay these fees. Many thousands, not thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people like you, your age, don't have this by a sheer accident of birth, nothing else. Maybe being born even in the wrong state. The fact that you've been in Kerala in many ways is good for you because we are a literate state. So no matter how poor somebody may be, they see the value of education, which is not the case in many other states in India. So you are the chosen few. You're very lucky. And I think you owe it to society to do something about it. I have just a couple more points, and then I would like to close. So one is, I've been thinking about management ever since I got this invitation. So one question I asked myself is management obsolete? Meaning, do you need it at all? Because now we are hearing about artificial intelligence. We are hearing about very highly specialized people. So, after all, management is a general thing. While it has many specializations, there is a very general element to it. That is bringing a lot of resources together and getting something done. Is that now obsolete? My personal take on it is that it is not obsolete and that will never be obsolete. Some specific tasks, some specific functions may even become redundant. So, the good thing about your school, the DC School of Management, is that it appears to be aware of these, unlike many other business schools. Again, you should consider yourselves fortunate. They're thinking about it and they're doing something about it in terms of their curriculum and also the way in which they emphasize learning by doing. Because lectures can only do so much. You will actually learn by doing an internship, doing a project, doing things in teams. And let me conclude by saying, if you think that these 2 years you should focus completely on what happens in the classroom, I think you're mistaken. This program, the MBA program, or any college program for that matter, why it is important is for those 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years of your life, you don't have to actually have many other worries. You just have to focus on getting through those exams, learning something, etc. And you're getting some extremely important life skills, which you may not realize. For example, I learnt more, frankly, on the cricket field, the football field, and on the tennis court than probably during my MBA. No fault of the MBA, entirely mine. I didn't pay enough attention. But why this is important is, if you want to work in a team, if you want to lead a team, you have to actually be in a team to do that. And where can you do that before you get into the real corporate world? In school, college, anywhere, anybody can play in a team. So team sports is actually very essential. I would urge all of you to be physically active, to be mentally active. I would urge all of you, because of the dangerous and fraught times that we live in, when many of our institutions are at risk, I would urge you to question. Maintain your independence. Don't take anything for granted. Question everything. And check, double check. You all know about fake news. Half the stuff that we are being bombarded with is fake. But there are certain things which are not fake, which cannot be faked. And they will remain forever, no matter who tells you this. Honesty, the truth, loyalty, integrity, these things can't be faked. And I would urge each of you to just remember that you may become MBA graduates, you may become corporate titans, you may set up new companies, you may make a lot of money. All that is less important. Did you do something useful with your lives? Did you help somebody? Did you contribute something to society? Those are the real metrics, and they're far more important than any position, any amount of money that you make. Let me conclude by wishing you all the best. And when I look back, the 2 years of MBA that I did were probably the best years of my life. They could be the best years of your life too. Congratulations to all of you, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. An alumnus of IIM Lucknow, who served as Delivery Center Head at Tata Consultancy Service, Cochin. He is an Executive Committee member of Kerala Development and Innovation Strategic Council, serving as the Chief Executive Officer at ICT Academy of Kerala. With great pleasure, let me invite Mr. Santosh Chandrasekhara Kurup for special address.
Good morning, everybody, respected dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, new students as well as their parents. I actually get a little panic when there is a lot of introduction happening. That's why I keep walking to make sure that it is reduced. But I really appreciate all the kind words that you have mentioned as part of the introductions. One advantage for being towards the last as a speaker is that a lot of things that the other eminent speakers have told is something that I could consolidate. So a lot of things that I have written down is already spoken at length by our chief guest and our dean, so I wouldn't attempt to readdress them, but few points I will mention as part of it. Firstly, I think both the dean as well as our chief guest mentioned that please don't expect everything to be taught in classrooms. Okay. You are a postgraduate student, you are an adult, and therefore, please don't expect everything to be taught or spoon-fed in the classrooms. If you think that that is going to happen, I think you may still have an opportunity to leave the school. Please don't do that. Secondly, I think as Padmuma sir rightly said, there was an interesting conclave that I was chairing an year ago, and most of them were from management executives. We had an interesting round to ask these executives about how much of what they learned in classroom is actually being applied in real life. These are 20 plus years experienced executives. The average usage of 5 of these top guys was around 10% to 12%. Rest 90% of the learning happened beyond classrooms. Okay. So the second submission that I would like to make to all the youngsters who are joining today is, please start exploring beyond classrooms. I think especially management as a discipline, I sometimes become controversial by stating this. It's a subject that can't be taught. Okay, it's a subject that needs to be learned. And you cannot, and that will be my humble submission. I understand from Dr. Jaishankar that that's how the philosophy of teaching here is. It's not the emphasis on teaching, but facilitating to learn. So please understand that you should attempt everything to learn stuffs rather than being taught. Okay, that would be my second submission to you. The third submission I would make at this point. In fact, we used to interact with a lot of management students. And I used to, and in fact, we also have a few interns coming in from management schools. And we used to interact with them, ask them, what is it that you wanted to do after your education? Unfortunately or incidentally, maybe the group that I was interacting was small. 9 out of 10 used to say that we wanted to be a manager. Okay, that's the only career path they knew. But I think if you research it out, there are at least a dozen of career paths that are available for management students, which are equally exciting, which are equally challenging, which are going to help you as well as the company as well as the society at large. So please start to explore and start to prepare yourself as not just becoming only managers. Okay, you can also go beyond managers. So I think there are a lot of options that you need to look at. Start exploring your career opportunities right now. Okay. The next submission I would like to make is, I think management sir also mentioned about utilizing a lot of resources, right? I think in the modern world, technology is going to be a very important resource, okay? Especially artificial intelligence as well as data. I think along with if there are subjects that are out there on that lines, please do that. But otherwise, please make sure that you are aware of what are the changes that are happening in the field of technology. Especially in the next 2 years, I think artificial intelligence is going to disrupt the world, for sure. I think as managers, you should, of course, there are a lot of questions whether it will make humans obsolete and things like that. Personally, I am of the opinion that these technologies are, as technologists, I feel that these technologies are meant to assist human species and the planet. So managers are the best people to utilize the technology to the right way. So please start looking at what changes are happening in the field of technology, especially in data science as well as in artificial intelligence. The next one is connected to that. You are in a phase, I'm sure if you're reading current affairs, you are in a phase where there are a lot of disruptions are happening in the world. Okay, disruption in English term is sometimes used in negative connotation, but in the business world it is also considered to be very, very positive. In the sense it's not just organic growth that are happening, there are a lot of steep changes that are happening in the world. It is impacting the way the careers are shifting. So as of today, the World Economic Forum says that from today to next 5 years, at least around 40% of the current career progression or the current type of activities that you see in the industry would get transformed. It is not that it will go away, it could mean that it would be done in some other way. Okay, I think the way of work, the way in which you work with teams, the way in which products and services are going to be delivered is going to be substantially different from what you may see now. So I think you should be aware of those changes and you should always be in the process of learning and unlearning so that you will be ready for those changes that you are looking forward to. That would be my next submission. I think one of the other thing that I always feel is that please don't take management as a discipline. I would think that management is a mindset where a true manager would always look at every problem with the mindset of planning, optimizing your resources, taking ownership. So I think please don't treat you as management graduate or postgraduate, but rather start developing yourself as a manager or a management professional where you use that management principles as a mindset. Lastly, to the parents, I think whoever is here, ഒരു പഴയൊരു ചൊല്ലുണ്ട്, തന്നോളമായാൽ മകനെയും താനെന്ന് വിളിക്കണം. തന്നോളമായാൽ മകനെയും താനെന്ന് വിളിക്കണം. മനസ്സിലായോ? അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം ഇവിടെയുള്ള പേരൻസ് മിക്കവാറും എൻ്റെ ഏജ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ് അല്ല എന്നെക്കാട്ടിലും കുറച്ച് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും ഉള്ളവരായിരിക്കാം. നമ്മളൊക്കെ വളർന്ന സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ ഈ പ്രായത്തിൽ നമ്മളൊക്കെ ജോലിയിലോട്ടും അതിലോട്ടുമൊക്കെ നീങ്ങി തുടങ്ങിയ ഒരു കാലഘട്ടമാണ്. നമ്മുടെ മക്കളും നമ്മുടെ ആ ലെവലിലോട്ട് എത്തിക്കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്കെപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ കുട്ടികളാണ്, അവരെപ്പോഴും നന്നാവണം, അവരെ പറഞ്ഞ് മനസ്സിലാക്കണം, അവർ ഞാൻ പറയുന്ന പോലെ ആവണം എന്നൊക്കെ ഉള്ള ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും. പക്ഷേ എങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു കാര്യം മനസ്സിലാക്കണം, ഇന്ത്യൻ കോൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂഷൻ പ്രകാരം 21 വയസ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അവർ അഡൾട്ടാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നോളമായി കഴിഞ്ഞു അവർ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇനി തന്നോളമായ മകനെ അല്ലെ മകളെ താനെന്ന് വിളിക്കേണ്ട, താനെന്ന് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് റെസ്പെക്റ്റാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ടൈം ആസ് പേരൻസ് നമ്മൾ നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികളെയും അഡൾട്ട്സായിട്ട് ട്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും, അവരുടെ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളും അവരുടെ സ്വപ്നങ്ങളും അവരുടെ ഡയറക്ഷൻസിനെ അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനും അവർക്ക് നമ്മളെക്കാട്ടിലും പല കാര്യങ്ങളിലും ഗ്രാഹ്യമുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ള വസ്തുത മനസ്സിലാക്കാനും ഉള്ള മനോഗതി നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവണം എന്ന ഒരു റിക്വസ്റ്റ് പേരൻസിനോട് ഞാൻ വെക്കുകയാണ്. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Smat for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this auspicious function. Wishing you all the best for the new joiners, and hope to see you as wonderful professionals doing great in your career as well as for the country ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, more than ever, the world needs transformational leaders, not to cultivate change for its own sake, but to lead through the inevitable evolutions in business and human society. The one who empowers us, Dr. Jayashankar Prasad C., Director, DC Group of Institutions, former Director, IC Force, former COO, Viridum International Seaport Limited, former CEO, Kerala State IT Mission and Kerala Startup Mission, and the former Managing Director, Kerala State IT Infrastructure Limited. He has been a guiding force for students, faculty and staff, and yes, we are excited to hear from you today, sir. With much honor, let me invite Dr. Jayashankar Prasad C., our Director.
Good morning. Respected Dean, Padma Kumar sir, Santosh, Dr. Shivaprakash, Sri Lakshmi and all the faculty members, students. I'm going to anyway have a long session with the students, so nothing much for you other than a warm welcome to this. So I'll be meeting you a couple of times as we go along. But more than that, as emphasized by all the guests, and these are not, like Padma Kumar sir said, it's not because we didn't know about him. There's a reason why these people are meeting you. Padma Kumar sir, as he and his brother has built a big enterprise here in Trivandrum. That's 25 years ago they did the adventure of starting a world-class production facility of blood bags in a place called Kerala, which was not known for industry, in a place called Trivandrum, which was not at all known for industry. And they made it successful. They had a very clean exit. You are talking about Thermopen Paul and the founders of it, Sri Balagopal and Sri Padma Kumar. So, sir, we are looking forward to that kind of adventurism in our students, probably you imparting that knowledge of what you learned and what you learned from outside the class probably will excite them. And regarding Santosh, he was heading the entire TCS operations in Cochin. From there, in a new project called ICT Academy, which was to bridge the skill gap in IT industry. He has been successfully running it to whatever shape it is. And I think it's now spread over all the engineering colleges and the non-engineering colleges. He also helps us in training the students on data analytics and related industry relevant courses. So I think the guests are by choice. Obviously, Ramachandran sir is a natural choice because he's our dean. He is a professor from IIM. And for the knowledge of the students, our faculty has already undergone a detailed workshop on how to teach you in your first semester under his guidance. The course workshop is well conducted. He has already given inputs as to how to take your classes. So the faculty have done their homework before they are approaching you. And obviously a lot of stuff which has been spoken about, my only request to the students here is, we will still be teaching you, though all of them said that you have to be the learners and you will have to do a lot of learning yourself. But students being students, I know you will come back to the class, so a bit of teaching will happen. But we'll request you to go out, take help of your seniors. A lot of them, they are volunteering here and this thing is happening because of those volunteers. Take their help, do some projects, do write about things, know what is happening around you. And that's what makes you a well-rounded manager. And like Santosh said, management is a mindset. It's not about a degree being awarded, a college being awarding you a degree or a complete course completion or whatever. It's a mindset. The day you decided to join an MBA course, the day you decided to take management as a career, you have become a manager, at least in your own minds. Now you need to set a vision for it, create some tangible goals, and work towards it in the next 2 years. We have enough resources and support. We have faculty around. We have any kind of academic and non-academic support coming your way, be it the library or access. We are also tied up with a Trivandrum Management Association so that you get in touch with the working professional managers. Your seniors have set some standards for you, and we would like you to break the standards. And yes, one of the suggestions which I have not been able to implement here has been long hours. Professor Ramachandran was telling me that, can you give them enough work so that they stay here till 7:38? I said, interesting, but I don't know. I don't want the entire lot to run away right away, so probably we will stretch you. We will try and give you more work. The 2 years is going to be interesting, playful, joyful, extended college life, all yes. But more important, the 2 years is going to be learning. We will be stretching you a bit on your learning. We will be trying and making you do things. You might feel a bit stretched, but unless you stretch, you will not know where your limits are. If you always remain in your comfort zone, you will not realize what you are capable of doing. So with these words, I'll be meeting the students again. My only assurance from the DC, as a director of DC group of institutions, is the group will do whatever is required to ensure that their learning is good, their experience here is good. And that's the assurance we can give you. And probably your alumni who's there to talk to you, or your seniors whom you meet around, can talk about how we deal with the students and how we take things forward. Once again, welcoming you all into this institution and looking forward to another successful 2 years with you here in the college. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, let me invite Ms. Lakshmi Lalitambika, alumnus MBA 1921 batch, Senior Lead Business Analyst of Expertion Technologies, for her few words.
Thank you. So that was Experion Technologies. Fine. So good morning, everyone. And the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, our chief guest of the day, Padma Kumar sir, Santosh sir, our Dean Ramachandran sir, our Director Jay sir, my beloved faculty, now the Principal of DCS Smat, Shivaprakash sir, and all my faculty members sitting here before me, DCNs and everyone here, very good morning to all of you. So first let me congratulate the 23-25 batch who has made up to be part of this prestigious institution. So first, congrats to all of you. And also, on behalf of the alumni family, I welcome all of you to DCS Mat. And all the best, ma'am, Sri Lakshmi ma'am, for this 2 years with your batch. Hope this will be fun and solid for you. Okay, so this is a very dangerous situation because I am standing here and I have nothing to advise you or nothing to give you because everything is done by the experienced people from business community, experienced more than 30 or 40 years. So what I can do is to tell you what I am or what the mistakes I have made, what I have learned all these years. So that is all what I can share with you today. To begin with, I was an engineer. So that is like I'm an electrical engineer. To be more precise, battery minus and plus no. So you understood the engineering. What kind of engineering graduate I am. So after my engineering, as usual, I got placed through campus placement. I was placed in Infosys. And the best thing that happened to me to be as part of Infosys was that 6 months training period that I had in Mysore. It's like that classroom learnings. Everything. That is a very different mode of learning. നമ്മുടെ as Santosh sir or as Jay sir told you, എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ stretch ചെയ്യാം to your limits to the maximum. Every week we have to learn a new programming language. And I'm a person who hadn't learned programming language my entire life. So that was the best training I had in my life. ആ ട്രെയിനിങ്ങിലൂടെ ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയത് എനിക്ക് ഈ ലോകത്തിന് എന്തും പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റും എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. That still when I face any challenge in my life, I remember of that time I had in Mysore. Then I'll think, okay, this is simple compared to what I had done. So our 7 years I was with Infosys as a developer. പക്ഷേ to be frank, I was a very bad developer and I was not interested with it. But it took me 7 years to realize that that was not my cup of tea. And by that time I got married, I got a kid. Then I took a decision, okay, that's it. I'll resign my job, then I'll go for MBA. So maybe that is what I want in my life. And till date, I can tell you that was the best decision of my life, to join DCS Smat and pursue my dreams, even little late in my in my age, little late. I decided to go with doing MBA here. So നിങ്ങളോട് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്, ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളൊരു ഒരു ഒഴുക്കിൽ വന്ന് പെട്ടതായിരിക്കും ഇവിടെ, ബട്ട് you should always pursue your dreams. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താണ് ശരിയെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നത്, you should always go with that. ഇപ്പോൾ സർ ഇവിടെ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും തന്നോളമായി, നിങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും ഇൻഡിവിജ്വലായിട്ട് ഡിസിഷൻസ് എടുക്കാനായിട്ട് കേപ്പബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാരാണ്. സോ ഇനിയും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് ഉപദേശങ്ങളും അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യൂ ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യൂ, ഒരുപാട് you will get that gyan from lot of people, but you should have that capability to refine those things in your brain and come up with the right thing for you. The right thing for you may not be right for others, but you should never regret on your decisions. Coming to DC, ആ 2 വർഷമാണ് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഒരിക്കലും മറക്കാത്ത 2 വർഷം. ദറ്റ് ഇവിടെ അടിച്ച് പൊളിച്ച് ഒരു കോഴ്സ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എന്ന് ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ 2 വർഷമാണ്. ഒരിക്കലും ഇവിടുന്ന് ഞാൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ റിലേഷൻഷിപ്സ്, മൈ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്, മൈ ക്ലാസ്മേറ്റ്സ്, മൈ ഫാക്കൽറ്റി, ആ ഒരു that deep relationship I have with all these guys in DC, I had never had with anyone in my life, outside my family അങ്ങനെ ആരെടുത്തും ഉണ്ടായിട്ടില്ല. So I hope that will be same for all of you here. So എനിക്ക് നിങ്ങളോട് പറയാനുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം, ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങളിവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്നത്, it is because of the investment that your parents have made. Maybe 30% your effort, but I would say 70% the reason why you are here is because your parents had made some investment in their good age. But from today, or maybe after 2 years, ini invest cheyan angane oru backing ningalku undavilla. So you need to invest in yourself, physically, mentally and financially. അതായത് നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ വൈ ഫിസിക്കലി നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ ആരോഗ്യവാന്മാരായിട്ട് ഇരിക്കുന്നത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും? ബിക്കോസ് യു ആർ വെരി ആക്റ്റീവ്, യു ആർ ഹാവിങ് വെരി ഗുഡ് ഫുഡ്, നിങ്ങളുടെ ഹെൽത്ത് നിങ്ങളറിയാതെ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾ മീൻസ് അതിൽ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഇനി നിങ്ങൾ ലേസി ആയി തുടങ്ങിയാൽ ഇതുപോലെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല ഒരു 30 വർഷം കഴിയുമ്പോൾ. സോ യു നീഡ് ടു ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ഫിസിക്കലി, ലേൺ, ഇഫ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കുക, and invest mentally invest ചെയ്യാന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ it is not like doing some course or something, but you have to read at least 10 pages a day. ഇതിപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ബോറിംഗ് ആയിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നത് എന്താ ഇങ്ങനെ ഉപദേശിക്കുന്നതെന്നൊക്കെ, ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് റിയലി, ബിക്കോസ് ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും ഒരു ബുക്ക് വായിക്കുന്ന ആളല്ലായിരുന്നു, ബട്ട് ഐ സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് ദറ്റ് ഹാബിറ്റ് വെരി ലേറ്റ് ഇൻ മൈ ലൈഫ്. ബട്ട് ഐ റിയലൈസ്ഡ് നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് നോക്കിക്കാണുന്ന എമിനൻറ്റ് പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, അവരുമായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഈ ബുക്കൊന്നും വായിക്കാതെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ഇൻസ്റ്റ വഴി ഇതൊക്കെ കാണുമ്പോൾ വി ഫീൽ ദാറ്റ് വി ആർ വെരി ഡിസ്റ്റൻറ്റ്, ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് അച്ചീവബിൾ. ബട്ട് വെൻ വി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് റീഡിങ്, വെൻ വി അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദം മോർ, ദെൻ നമുക്കും അത് കേപ്പബിൾ ആണ് എന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കിട്ടും. സോ റീഡിങ് വിൽ ഓൾവേസ് മേക്ക് യു ഷാർപ്പ് ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ലേൺ ന്യൂ സ്കിൽസ്. നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു ജോലിക്ക് കയറിയിട്ട് എന്നും ആ ജോലി തന്നെ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ യുവർ ബ്രെയിൻ വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് ബോർഡ്. ദാറ്റ് മൊണോട്ടോണസ് വർക്ക് വിൽ മേക്ക് യു ബോറിങ്. അപ്പോൾ എന്നും ഒരു പുതിയ സ്കില്ല് പഠിക്കുക, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമുള്ള എന്തെങ്കിലും. സോ ദാറ്റ് വിൽ ഹെൽപ്പ് യു ബി മെൻ്റലി sharp. And financially, invest financially. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് 100 രൂപ കിട്ടിയാൽ അതിൽ ഒരു 60 രൂപ സേവിങ്സ് മാറ്റി വെച്ചിട്ട് ബാക്കി 40 രൂപ എക്സ്പെൻസിന് എടുക്കണം എന്നുള്ളൊരു ലെസൺ യു വിൽ ഹാവ് ടു ലേൺ. അങ്ങനെ അല്ലെങ്കിലാണ് നമ്മൾ കുറച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഈ സേവിങ്സ് ഇല്ല എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് ടെൻഷൻ അടിക്കുന്നത്. ബിക്കോസ് ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ ലെസൺസ് ഒന്നും എനിക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ഞാൻ ആ ഒരു ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ഇതിൽ കൂടി ആണ് ഇതെല്ലാം പഠിച്ചു വന്നത്. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് യു ഹാവ് ടു ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് കറക്റ്റ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ യു. എന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ യു വിൽ ബി ഏബിൾ ടു get better in your life. And the exposure that is waiting for you in DC, I'll just give an example. Our chief guest Padma sir, so he is associated with DCS Smat for so long. So when I was here, with his help, I was able to be part of our district collector internship program then, and was able to work with the then collector Dr. Vasuki ma'am, and able to meet some eminent personalities and the management association. So that was such a great exposure that gave me the idea, okay, so this is the world which is waiting for me. നിങ്ങൾ ഈ 2 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്താ കിട്ടാൻ പോകുന്നത്? It's not an MBA degree. MBA degree is just a part and parcel of this program. But the real learning, the real experience that you're going to get here, അതാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ ക്ലാസ് റൂം ലേണിങ്സ് കാര്യമില്ല എന്നിവർ പറഞ്ഞു. ദാറ്റ്സ് ട്രൂ. നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫാക്കൽറ്റി you have to use them. I'll tell you, all the faculty here, they are differentially talented. Each of them are talented in a different way. നിങ്ങളാണ് ആ ടാലൻറ്റിനെ നിങ്ങളുടെ ആവശ്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്തെടുക്കേണ്ടത്. You should find and utilize them for your growth. And coming days, you will understand why I told so. And also you can check with your seniors. They will, by this time, they will be knowing why I told this. So, so that is all that I have to share with you. And once again, let me thank for giving me such a opportunity to be here. It was such a pleasure and proud moment for me to be here for this inaugural function. And thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our respected Dean, Dr. N. Ramachandran sir, to hand over a small token of gratitude to Sri C. Padmagumar sir.
Next, let me invite our director, Dr. Jayashankar Prasad sir, to hand over a small token of gratitude to Mr. Santosh Chandrasekhara Kuru. Thank you so much. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Here we come to the concluding part of this function, and I would like to invite Ms. Srilakshmi Balakrishnan, Assistant Professor and the Batch Coordinator of MBA 23-25 Batch, to give away the vote of thanks.
Good morning all. Distinguished guests, respected faculty members, members of the academic community, and most importantly, our newly inaugurated MBA 23-25 batch. On this momentous occasion of the inaugural ceremony of MBA 23-25 batch, I stand before you with great pleasure and gratitude to express my heartfelt thanks on behalf of the entire institution for joining us on this occasion. Today marks the inauguration of our new MBA batch 23-25, and we couldn't be more excited about the bright future that lies ahead for each and one of you. First and foremost, in absentia, I would like to thank our Chief Facilitator, Sri Ravi DC, for the enormous support and guidance he has given to each one of us for conducting the event. Our deep respect to you, sir. Past couple of years, past couple of hours, we all had a great learning from the speeches given by our dignitaries. And it has ignited our minds with new thoughts and opportunities. At this juncture, let me take the opportunity to thank our Dean, Dr. N. Ramachandran sir, for his gracious presence, and we are fortunate to have an opportunity to learn from his wisdom, insights, and experiences. Our great respect to you, sir. I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Sri C. Padmakumar, Director, Kerala Life Science Parks Private Limited, for gracing us with his presence and delivering an enlightening and inspiring inaugural address. Dear sir, your words have left an indelible mark on the minds of the students and will continue to guide them as they embark on this transformative journey of pursuing an MBA. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere gratitude to Sri Santosh Chandrasekhara Kurup, CEO of ICT Academy of Kerala, for gracing this occasion with his esteemed presence and delivering an inspiring and insightful address to our MBA entrants. Thank you, sir. We are grateful to Dr. Jayashankar Prasad, Director, DZ Group of Institutions, for steering all the professional matters of the institution and also encouraging us to organize this event. Sir, you have really infused new energy and drive in each one of us. Thank you, sir. My sincere gratitude to Dr. Shiva Prakash CS, Principal, DCS Smat Trivandrum, for his continuous support from the day we have started discussing about the inaugural ceremony of MBA 23-25 batch. I, on behalf of the DC fraternity, thanking you for your untiring effort you have been taken to make this event happen on this day. Thank you, sir. Now, to the parents and the families of our students, thank you for your unwavering support and trust in our institution. Your encouragement and belief in your wards' dreams have played a vital role in their pursuit of higher education. We recognize and appreciate the sacrifices you have made to provide them with this opportunity. And we assure that we will continue to nurture and guide them towards a bright future. Once again, thank you all. Once a best outgoing student, now an alumni, a perfect occasion for homecoming. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Ms. Lakshmi Lalitambika for making herself available on this day. Dear Lakshmi, you have motivated the students with much zeal and enthusiasm. Your positive words will surely ignite our new boys with good thoughts and perseverance and success. Thank you, Ms. Lakshmi. I would like to thank all the members of the admissions team who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Thank you for your countless hours of hard work, meticulous planning, and attention to detail. Your passion and dedication have been evident in every aspect of this event, contributing to its seamless execution and success. Your hard work and dedication have not gone unnoticed, and we are truly grateful for your contribution. Thank you, team. I would like to express my gratitude to all my colleagues and DC Architecture and Design faculties whose relentless efforts have molded us into the professionals we aspire to be. I, on behalf of the entire DC fraternity, thanking you for your presence, support, and contributions that have made this event a resounding success. Thank you all. Next, I would like to thank all our administrative staff who have worked diligently behind the scenes to make this event a grand success. Your meticulous planning, coordination, and execution have ensured that everything ran successfully and smoothly. Thank you all. Lastly, but certainly not the least, I would like to thank the students of MBA 22-24 batch for their active participation and enthusiasm throughout this event. Your presence has made this occasion even more memorable and meaningful. Together, let us embark on this exciting journey of the learning, collaboration, and growth, and supporting and inspiring each other along the way. Thank you, students. Dear students, we congratulate you on this significant milestone in your educational journey and encourage you to make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead. Remember that you are now part of a vibrant community that will support, inspire, and challenge you to reach new heights. In conclusion, I extend our sincere thanks to each and every one of you for being a part of this auspicious event. Your presence has made this occasion a truly special, and we are grateful for the presence. May the MBA 23-25 batch be filled with growth, learning, and accomplishments that will shape the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you once again, and we continue to strive for excellence together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, on behalf of entire DC team, we welcome our new batch to the DC family. I request you all to please rise for national anthem.
Thank you all. I take the responsibility to declare the dissolution of the event. And the next admissions load will be starting now.